Hey guys, so today we'll be taking a look at a brand new deck profile. This is what I've been playing since the release of OP09. It's something that we've been playtesting quite a bit. It's going to be the brand new leader here, which is the Monkey D Luffy black purple or purple black leader. This one, if you are to attach Dawn, all your characters gain 1 cost, and then if you -2 Dawn your turn, you do use the leader effect to return a rested and active Dawn. But this is the one that I've been playtesting. We've been using it quite a bit. We did grab quite a few undefeateds with it, including this current season, and also took it into the New Year's event, which was a 32-man event. I ended up not winning the event, but we did earn a extra pack. The event is a 32-man. If you get first place, you get the winner card. If you get top 3, you will get an extra pack, which has a shot at the serial card. We will go ahead and rip all these packs at the end of the video once we go over the profile. I still need one more to complete my collection with that one, and then this is going to be my first new winner card of the season, which started I think about a week ago. So we're going to take a look at everything, and then let's actually start off by taking a closer look at that winner Nami card. If you did do the event itself, you do receive a promo card like this, and then the 1 pack there. So we'll see if we get that serial card or not, but let's go ahead and head into the deck profile. So once again, attaching Dawn will increase costs of all your characters, and then also if you have -2 Dawn your turn, you can use your leader effect to return 1 rested Dawn and 1 active Dawn. Watch to the end of the video and I'll go through the different matchups and then also how to navigate this deck. But first off, we will head into a 4 of. This is going to be your law card. This is going to be your searcher. When you're opening hand, you're definitely going to want to find one of these if you can't find a few of the other keys, but we'll go more into the deck itself and how to navigate at the end there. But this is, like I said, your searcher. It's a 1k counter, 1 cost 2000 power. Just look for 4 cards and then reveal a straw hat or heart pirate of 2 costs or more, and then bottom deck the rest. But that's a 4 of. Shiki here is a 1000 power, 2 costs, 1000 attacker. He's a blocker. If you have 8 or more Dawns, you draw 1, trash 1, which goes well into the different combinations into this. Your main card that you're going to be looking for sure is going to be your Zoro here. He allows you to return at least 1 Dawn. So this works well with the leader effect, where you would return 2, use leader effect, and then add an active, add a rested, and then you get 1 more active on them. So this is definitely your ramp card that you will want to play with this deck. No counter, but it is essentially a 2 cost 5000 attacker. So a great card. Definitely the staple of this deck, so you do want to find that up. The next card we play a 1 of, which is a great combination card towards other matches, such as a deck that ends up having a lot of cards in hand, such as Anel. You probably won't see Katakuri too much, but we do have some Katakuri players at our locals. It's great against BY, great against Boa and Dofi, which can really pull a wrench into their gameplay by ripping 2 cards off of it, and then it can be replayed over and over with the Gecko Moria, which will also be in this deck. But it's a 1 of. You'll generally try to find this for certain matchups, but it's always great to have that tech, and then people are always worried about having to deal with that there. The next one is going to be a Beppo, mainly a 2k counter, but you can use this quite a bit also. 2 costs, 2000 power, your turn, once per turn. If there's any Dawn that's minus out, you're able to increase a character or leader by 1000 attack power. So another strong card, and a great 2k counter. but it does, you do see use in that for sure. Next one's going to be your Usopp Hachi card here. So it's another 2k counter, 3 cost, 3000 power. If you have 8 or more Dawn on field, you're able to arrest one of your opponent's 5 costs or less. So once again, another great powerful 2k with great utility, just being able to play that late game and go for fatal, resting one of your opponent's blockers. I've used this many times to try to end the game, and worse off, it's a great 2k counter. The next one we have here is the Black Maria. It's a 4 of, so once again a 2k, 2000 power, pretty broken. This card was going to be probably the reason why Red Purple Law got banned. Works great in this deck also. Just note that you can even use this to use the leader effect, because the leader effect is stated that any return Dawn you can do a leader effect. So let's say you're playing this early on, you can actually use Black Maria's leader effect, bring in 5 rested, and then at the end of your turn, you have to return the Dawn back over if you have more than your opponent. So if it's more than 2 return, you can then use your leader effect, gaining arrested and an active. So a great way to be able to use some of your 1 cost counters that are in this deck. So we'll go into more navigations at the end there, but the next card we are playing is going to be this Frankie card, 4 cost, 1k counter, 5000 attacker. He's going to be your blocker. You on play, you will minus out 2 Dawn, pitch a card, and then draw 2 cards. So a great card to cycle. You won't you essentially keep it. You won't bottom deck your non-Straw Hat and Heart Powered cards, but it is a 4 of. Once again, navigation on combinations will be at the end there. A 2 of is going to be this Onami here, 4 costs, 2000 power, 1k counter. If you have 8 more Dawns, you then are allowed to just trash 1, draw 2. Another cycle card, another great combination card to find your needed tech for the different matchup. We run a 3 of the Sanji here, no counter, but it is a 5 cost, 6000 power. Once again, you can play this early on, or if you have big bodies, you can just pop one of your opponent's 5 costs. Attaching Dawn, so your 6 Dawn turn or 7 Dawn turn, just attach Dawn onto your leader and then play this, and then pop one of your opponent's characters. Great into many matchups, so you do play this quite a bit, and it's a 3 of. The next one that we play is going to be the 7 cost, 7000 power Sanji, 1k counter. With this Sanji card, you're able to once again return at least 1, but generally you'll probably return 2 Dawn, and then you'll be able to use leader effect, bring back 1 rested, 1 active. You'll rest one of your opponent's 6 costs or less. So once again, for going for fatal or to help clear board against stall decks such as Black Yellow Luffy, who may not want to swing into you, or Anels that are trying to just build a wide board without attacking you. This is forcing them to allow you to rest one of the characters and then swing in and getting some card counters out. But we do run a 2 of that. The staple, your high end, it's going to be your Gecko Moria. So where we run a 4 of, it's an 8 cost, 9000 power. I'm sure everyone's seen this by now in many of the decks, but essentially you're allowed to play, once you play this, you can go to your trash, find a 4 cost, play it as active, and then find a 2 cost and play it as rested. As you can see already, there's a lot of combinations that are going to be very powerful with this, but we'll take a look at everything in a little bit here. But that is the 4 of. This is some of your top end there that you will definitely want to see. We do play a 2 of the Rush Kaido. It's a 9 cost, 10,000 power. It pops one of your opponent's 6 costs, and then it gains rush So minus a 5 Dawn, you can do all your ramp. You can use your Black Maria to reestablish your Rested Dawn. So another great card, and then a different line to kind of end the game, and also put in that high aggression, because with so much ramp in this deck, you just kind of go ahead by like 2 to 3 Dawn, and then just able to get all these high ends in combination out and really flood the board. For this one here, it's one of my favorite cards. It's a little harder to establish, but once you do, it's very devastating. This is going to be your Kaido and Linlin card. It's a one of, but the main thing about this card is you're able to establish blockers and everything, and then when you play this safely, when you swing it, you're able to attach essentially 10 Dawn to your leader, swing for 15, and then a lot of times your opponent has to take. So if they're at, like, let's say 2 life, you're swinging for 15, then you're swinging this for a 12. Once you swing this, you minus out 10 Dawn, you get your leader effect, and then you ramp arrested, ramp and active. Your opponent loses a life, so bringing them to 0, and then you gain a life, and then they have to then resolve a 12k attack. If they do resolve that 12k attack, they're probably using a lot of counter cards, so you're really taking away a lot of their cards. And then obviously if they're unable to counter out, then it's just an auto win. So you really just play this out at 2, or sorry, when they have 2 life, and then it's a very, very hard card to deal with, but it is difficult to get a stick. But normally if you're Gecko Moria cycling, they're probably using a lot of their removals to remove the Gecko Moria, so it's a great end game turn. And I'll go over where you're going to really want to play this and what sort of matchup you're going to kind of want to search for it and have it in hand. But one of a great tech card. An old card that we've added in is from OP03. It's Top Knot. It's a 2 cost, minus 2 Dawn, so once again helping you ramp that leader effect, but it just automatically bottoms a 4 cost to the owner's hand. So a great tech card to remove those bodies, especially from like Dofi, clearing out a lot of stuff that might be a staple into Lucci and or like Black Yellow Luffy. So we'll go, like I said, we'll go through the matchup in a little bit here. But a 2 of is going to be this Gum Giant, 2 cost, once again minus 2 Dawn. You can play it on main and then ramp, and then just KO a 6,000 power character on the opponent's field. So another strong card to really have that great board control. And lastly, we play this 1 cost counter, minus 2 Dawn, trash a card, and then draw 2 card, 4k counter into a card cycle, and really expanding your hand, getting a lot of hand size up there. But we run a 4 of that. So the main combinations for opening hands, we'll go over that first. Generally, you're going to want to look for a Law. You're going to want to look for 1 or 2 Zoros. Is great because you can early game ramp on that. If you find a Frankie, that's very powerful. If you find a Black Maria, that's going to be like some of the main cards that you're going to really want to find in different matchups, such as Black Yellow Luffy, on Shanks, on Blackbeard, on Dofi. If you find a Linlin Kaido, you may want to consider keeping that also, because it's such a strong card, and a lot of people don't see this card coming because it's such a hard card to establish. So a lot of times once you are doing that Gecko Moria cycle into the Frankie, they're using a lot of their removal to get rid of these Gecko Morias, and then you'll be able to really punish them by establishing at least 1 or 2 blockers and playing that Linlin Kaido. But essentially the way your opening hand is going to want to work is I generally do like to go first. Allows me to do this Law, but you got to be very careful with this one, because if you don't have any other of your staples, you might end up bottom decking some important cards, such as your Linlin Kaido, such as your Gecko Morias. So be careful. You do definitely want to play Law on your turn 1 if you can. If you find Law you definitely want to find your Zoros. You definitely want one or two of them, because once your turn 2 happens, if you're first or second, you essentially just play your Zoro card. Your Zoro card, you want to return 2, use your leader effect, essentially returning 1 rested, 1 active, and then getting 1 active. So you are going to be then able to attach Dawn to the leader, swing for 6, and then save 1 for your Gum, essentially Gum Giants. Or early on, you're probably not going to want to do that. You're probably going to want to ramp super quick, or with your 2 Dawn, you might want to top knot that and then kind of keep your opponent's board really clear. But that's generally going to be one of your opening hands. If you're able to run 2 Zoros and then your turn 2, if you have that extra Dawn, you're going to be able to then let's say play Zoro, do your leader effects, and then you have that extra Dawn. You can play Zoro again, essentially returning 1 Dawn and then getting 1 more active with the Zoro. So you're playing this card for a 2 Dawn, and then you're able to really spam that board and put a lot of pressure on your opponents, and it really puts them in a bad spot where you definitely don't want to be. If you don't have the Zoro, if you don't have the Law, you can actually even play this Black Maria, as I said before. If you have 3 Dawn, if you have 4 Dawn, just play that Black Maria card. Ask how many rested Dawn or how many Dawn your opponent has. Return usually Black Maria effect at the end of your turn. If you were unable to use Top Knot or some of your other cards that are like Zoro, that allowed you to ramp your leader and rested Dawn, then you're going to want to essentially play this card early on. You're going to be able to use Black Maria effect, bring in 5 rested Dawn at the end of turn, count how many Dawn your opponent has, return all that Dawn back to your deck, and then use the effect, getting arrested and an active. So a very hard card for some profiles to deal with, such as early on in Dofi. It can be difficult for a Black Yellow Luffy to kind of handle, but you honestly do get a lot of ramp for this. You can also use this against purple Luffy or other ramp decks that are super aggressive, even more than you, to allow you to out ramp them by matching them and then leader affecting and then getting ahead of them. And of course, using that Kaido card chain to be able to Black Maria, gain all your Dawn back, and then just really devastates your opponents. A great combination is going to be your Rush Kaido minus out the Dawn, leader effect, bringing in rested, bringing in active, using your Black Maria, pretty much bring back to full life. You may want to use Rush, you may not want to use Rush against Shanks. You probably don't, just because they do have the 10 drop Shanks or 9 drop Shanks or whatever that will KO pretty easily, or against a green deck that will KO a rested character. So you may just want to use it to establish that board and go wide with it, and just use it more for 6k pop on your removal. What's another way? You can definitely use the Sanji early on too, especially if you have that 7 Dawn turn and you didn't hit too much stuff. You just use the Sanji, return to, use your leader effect, gaining active, getting rested, resting one of their characters. If it's like a I don't know, we have like a Betty where you don't really want to, you want to kind of starve them, you don't want to hit them, you just rest one of their guys and then just swing into, try and mull cards out, try to mull that hand size down. But Sanji as a finisher, or even mid game to force a take onto their board is a great combination for sure. Different scenarios that you will want to do with the Black Mirror also is being able to use that Top Knot, being able to use that Gum Giant, being able to use that Gum Lightning. Even if you're super behind on Dawn, where you're just removing like 3 Dawn a turn because you're ramping and getting 1 back, you can just essentially play Black Maria the next turn, and then just ramp all your Dawn to catch up to your opponents, and then really devastate them by bottom decking their 4 costs, by eliminating their 6 costs, by getting a 4K counter, and then recycling and really getting 2 more cards. So it's a pretty fun deck to play. It kind of plays itself. Beppo, just gaining that extra 1,000 power is so powerful. Just being able to change it up and, you know, counter Shanks' leader ability, or just being able to get that extra card of opponent's hand. Beppo is a great card too. So Gecko Moria combinations is always generally going to be your Frankies. It's going to be into your Onamis, or if you're playing a deck that has a lot of cards in hand, you're gonna cycle your first 4 costs with Law. Just being able to pull 2 cards out of the opponent hand, kind of pulling some of their must-have or staple combination cards out is super powerful. There's been times where I play Gecko Moria, or I swing my leader to have them take the card, such as into Black Yellow Luffy, where they generally want to try to awaken. You're going to want to keep your opponent at essentially 3 life. If they're unable to take their own life, it's going to be very difficult for them, especially with the larger hand size of Black Yellow Luffy. Being able to really rip at least 2 cards out, perhaps their baby Sabos or something that they really need for that huge combination. There's been games where I was able to recur Law like twice out of my trash, just with a larger hand size. But obviously, if they're running low and you don't think they're gonna get up to 7 Dawn, then you don't want to play it. You're just gonna play the Nami instead. Or if you don't have another Gecko Moria in hand, play that Frankie. Just play that Gecko, play that Frankie. You're gonna add in the Shiki here as your 2 costs, so you can essentially Gecko, you can play your Frankie, you're gonna return 2 Dawn, you're gonna leader effects, getting your rested, getting your active. You're then gonna pitch a card, draw 2, then you're gonna draw a card, and then pitch 1. Like I said, you're gonna build this crazy combination all the time. Super fun deck to play. But yeah, you definitely want that 4 cost. Sometimes you probably don't want to play that 2 cost if you don't have it, but always Law is an option, especially if you have a Gecko on hand and you're trying to find some 2Ks. Beppo is another way you can really add value with the Gecko Moria combination by adding that 1,000 power in. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. If you guys have questions on different matchups or whatnot, definitely let me know. This is pretty strong and into pretty much every single deck. With this format, there's always going to be like a hard counter, which essentially is Blackbeard. Just because with no on play, you're essentially playing the Gecko Moria and the Rush Kaido for more of the body itself. But for those matchups, the Kaido Linlin is probably going to be your strongest one, because you can swing this as a 12 and you don't have to use that minus Dawn effect out, because it's when attacking. You really need to find your Zoros, you really need to find your early ramp against Blackbeard, so that you are able to Gecko Moria early before they're able to really black hole you. Or, well, they're gonna black hole you anyway, so you're not gonna get that on play, but you're gonna really want to try to get this card down as soon as you can against Blackbeard, just because once they do get to their 10 drop turn, you're cooked. They're gonna be using the can attack on this with their 10 drop, and then you're not gonna be able to win the game. But just gotta ramp it super quick. You're gonna have to use a lot of these like your top knots to remove the Jesus, so that's the bottom deck. But yeah, it does do, you are underdog definitely into Blackbeard. Shanks is another tough matchup that can be very devastating if you get that Kaido Linlin down. Once again, keep removing all their bottom deck, their stuff, and just keep a clean board. Ramp really quick and spam really quick, and just be very aggressive against Shank. Dofi is the same thing. It's difficult for Dofi to really be able to handle a wide board with high costs. The early on in the meta, when Jozu was being used, when that super bounce is happening, it was very difficult to deal with. But with the Dofi kind of changing up where Jozu isn't a higher cost, this is pretty strong into Dofi. I would say it's probably like a 50-50, maybe. Yeah, I would say 50-50. If blue Dofi just high rolls and you kind of brick, then you're kind of cooked. But overall, it's at least a very playable deck. Into Bonnie, it's pretty powerful also. There's a lot of stuff to deal with. The Gekamura combo is so powerful. Then now you kind of starve him out and kind of just keep just keep essentially clearing the board. This build here can be a lot of draw, so there is a chance that you'll deck out. I haven't decked out yet, but we've gotten pretty close a few times where we only have maybe 4 or 5 cards in our deck, and then by that time the match is probably over. You're probably in overtime, and yeah, you guys will have to let me know what you think. Let's go ahead and rip some of these cards here. So like I said, we did go undefeated a few times here. We did go either undefeated or X1 pretty much at all our locals. So a great deck if you want to try something new, because not a lot of people are going to be playing this. We did take it into a larger store tournament that is the 32-man event. This is the winner card. That's one of my local pals ended up winning, so he allowed me to take a look and share with you guys the beautiful artwork. But that is the brand new winner Nami from the New Year's events, and then this is the promotion card you would have received. You would also receive one for the event, and then if you go top 3 you get a second pack. So we do have 2 packs to rip through there. We'll go ahead and leave these for last just in case we do pull that cereal. I'm gonna go in order of the winner card packs that ended up going undefeated. We are looking for one more for our collection, so we'll go with these 2. And then last week we took home the new season winner, so we will take a look at that and see what artwork we ended up picking up. But we'll start with this one. I think we have the Beppo. I think we have both of the yellow cards. So I think it's a Beppo. No, it's Chopper. Sorry, this is the newer one. So we don't want a Chopper. I think this is the red card, but there you go. We did get another Chopper, which will end up going into a playset or end up going into my collection. Looks like we got our Edison, which means we did end up hitting duplicates. So I haven't completed my set yet, so we will have to definitely trade some out and hopefully find that last winning card that we are needing. This is from the current season. As you can see, it's the 2025. Let's see, I haven't seen any of these artworks. I did save this so that we can share it on video with this deck profile. But yeah, like I said, we got a few undefeateds with this. We even taken a new event, and I'll most likely, since I've only really played this deck this season, I am doing a treasure cup in the coming weeks. So we will probably take this into the treasure cup, since this is the one that I have the most practice into it. But that is the new winner card. Looks pretty cool. I don't know if this is usable. It is a 2K. So looks like, is this killer? This killer when he's hidden away, but that is purple 2K. Return Dawn, KO your opponent 2 or less. Oh, maybe this is usable in this cuddle decks, because you can return that 2 Dawn, and it is a supernova Kid Pirates. Kid Pirate. Oh, it's not Kid Pirate though, so it might not synergize well. Okay, so once again, let's take a look. That's the promo card for the New Year's event. That is the winner card. And then these are the packs. I think my buddy is sending this card into the wild, so to help authenticate this card, if you end up picking up this card, I'm gonna include this Don sleeve with the card, just so I'll return buddy. You might just toss it out, or you might just keep it so you can see that this winner card was from that event. We'll go ahead and authenticate it by signing this card here. If you know, I do have these serial mats where this is my signature here, so this is 27/7/27. We are releasing this mat for sale on our merch store, but I will go ahead and sign this. So if you end up with this winner card and you see this Don sleeve, it's from this video here. So here we go, we'll go ahead and sign this card. MK, there we go, and that is from the 2025 New Year's event. So there you go. If you find this card in the wild, or if you see this somewhere and you ended up with this Nami, there you go, it was from this video. So I will go ahead and put that aside. So hopefully someone will enjoy that winner card. I want to definitely earn one of my own, so I do have another event that's coming up that I'll be hopefully able to take home that winner card for my collection. But here we go, this is going to be the first pack that we receive for doing the event itself, so hopefully this is something cool. I believe you do get 2 of these cards and a shot on a serial Luffy card, which only 1,000 is made. But let's see what we get here. Monet, unfortunately it's not the serial card. It looks like it is a, oh, it says championship on it. I'm not sure if this is a reprint. I think it is with a different stamp, because the regional event says online regional or offline regional. The second card is a Djembe, and definitely is not a serial card, but that's from the first pack. This is the second pack here. If you top 3, you got an extra pack, so we'll go ahead and rip through this one, and hopefully we have a serial card. Have you guys got lucky? Have you guys pulled that serial card? It looks like a Zoro, which is pretty cool. Hopefully that back one is going to be that serial Luffy. Is it going to be a red card? I don't think it's a red card. So we actually got cooked and got 2 Djembes, all green. Holy cow. Is this Djembe playable? Is it usable? Rest up to one of your opponent's characters. I don't know. It's only Fishman, so maybe a Hody Jones deck. This one is also a Don Quixote pirate. Maybe usable in the Bonnie deck. So, but this Zoro card might have to be added into my Uta deck. I'm gonna be honest. Being able to play this and then KO one of your opponent's 4 costs as a trigger, it looks kind of cool. And then it's also a counter 4 costs, playing that Luffy film engine where you're popping that Luffy and into that Zoro. So it can be pretty strong for sure. Let's see here. But yeah, that's the deck profile. If you guys have any questions on how to navigate this, let me know if you end up simming or end up trying this deck out. But I've been having great fun playing something new, something different. It definitely throws off a lot of your opponents, because this isn't a deck that generally gets played too often. We may change a few things up for the Treasure Cup itself. Like I said, we ended up play testing and then throwing this deck into the gauntlet. Let me know in the comments if you end up getting this card. I think it's going into the wild very soon, so there you go. You'll have one of these Don sleeves to authenticate that this was from this video there. But I appreciate you guys for watching. Good luck, take care, we'll see you on the next one.